on air, I mean.
No, we're not on air,
Right.
huh?
Yeah, okay, good. All right. Well, all along I've been reading. I mean, shoot, I can't get anything else done for watching all this stuff. But, and I think it's wonderful what they're doing, but I'm extremely well read. I know what's going on in the United States, and I know what the government is doing with it, with all the Russian and the Chinese troops over here, and whenever the war comes, what do you call it, financial crash, and we're hanging on by a thread, we could go any minute, where they're going to use the Russians and the Chinese
How do you
because they feel like.
how do you
I'm
how do
sorry.
you how do you know that?
Oh, believe me, I don't listen to any liberal news whatsoever. I get my information from the people who are threatened and people are trying to knock them off. I mean, it's that true news kind of a thing. And I know what I'm talking about. Trust me, I do, because that's all I do. I've been reading this stuff for like over 10 years, so I know what's happening. This government has been taken over, as you know. But the thing is, all the mineral rights, even Hillary Clinton right now, as we speak, is having that stuff mined, the uranium or whatever, for the Russians, and they're giving her money for her campaign, and all this kind of junk. It's just everything is corrupt. And the deal is, the government wants all the Pacific Northwest property out there for the Chinese. They're already giving, Yellowstone's already been given away. They've already taken over, the Chinese have already taken over almost all Manhattan. I mean, pennies on a dollar. I mean, Obama has given away maybe 7 oil-rich islands off of Alaska. I mean, it's just absolutely corrupt. And so these people, they're working against that corruption where they have promised all this stuff to the Chinese because of the national debt that they created. And so they do not want anything to stand in their way. And Reed is one of them. I mean, the corruption he's done. And there's been people, I have the names of, I don't want to go into that right now, but who have done all this research on this land out there to where they know how corrupt it is and how it's changed hands and without money involved and all kinds of other things. Well, whatever. So the thing is, on Dave Hodges, I just read a few minutes ago, if you'll tell them to type in January 16th, 2016, Dave Hodges Common Sense Show, Oregon, and it will pull up his deal today. And he is very concerned. There's another guy that's concerned, Kurt Haskell, Haskell, who was an attorney who went to Costa Rica, and they both are in agreement, as well as other people. They feel like this thing is not going to end good, and they said that they have been infiltrated out there. Hodges knows for a fact, because he has a lot of inside information, that the CIA is flooded out there, the FBI is flooded out there, and they are, the way I see it, it's a setup. And there's guys that are coming out there where the Bundys are, or the compound, and you don't know who's got guns and who doesn't. And so they feel that all it's going to take is just one person that has been in the plant, in other words, to shoot at the bad feds or whatever, and they're going to come in, and it's just going to be a slaughter.
Mm-hmm.
And they do not feel that, everybody that I've all this stuff I've read, they do not feel that it's going to turn out good at all. They feel like that, no, they probably are looking at about, this was an attorney, one of them. He says, Haskell, whatever. He said that they're looking maybe at like 25 years a piece. And he said, oh, no, they're not going to let them go either. And so I'm just extremely,
I wonder what all the what are they what about all the people in the press and everything down there? What are they going to do? Arrest those guys and shoot all those guys too?
Oh, well, no. Well, I mean, I don't, as far as Santilli, I don't know, but I mean, no, I'm not saying the press. I'm talking about people, anybody that has, in my opinion, anybody that has come down there that's making waves, that's exposing all the corruption in that town, and there's no question in my mind that place, that's why they are so worried, because they don't want the U.S. public to know how corrupt this government is and what they've been doing. They've been taking people's land away all over this United States for a reason. to give away this stuff to the Chinese because they've run up our debt, and they're giving the national parks and all this stuff to the Chinese in exchange for all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so if anybody that's in there trying to stop what they've been trying to do, they don't want you. You're a threat.
Well, then that means that Donald Trump is at a threat.
Well, I mean, I saw that he was there, but I mean, he was there like, just or the guy or whatever to show support. But what I'm saying is,
Donald Trump running for president.
Oh yeah. They want. Yeah, they'd like to get rid of him too.
Well, yes, that's what I'm saying. Is that either way, I think the jig is up for the government as far as what they've been doing for many, many years. I think that America and the whole world is actually awake now.
Right.
But so why? So you're basically, you think that there's going to be a shootout, another Waco.
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying is if you'll go to the Dave Hodges report, and then between him and that Haskell attorney guy, the reason they tell why, because the government had to stand down before, and they don't want to do that again. They don't want to save their face.
And why do you think they stood down before at the Bundy Ranch? I think that's what you're talking about.
Okay, yeah, let's see, let me think, get my thoughts together on that one. I don't know. I was personally, though, think that it's maybe because of a civil war, whatever. It's just I think it caught them off guard, and they just thought,
well, we're not ready for this yet. Surprise.
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
I think that they weren't ready for that response.
That's what I think. Yeah.
And you know what else I think? I think that all of those people that were under that bridge will one day probably regret it in some manner.
I mean, okay, who are you talking about exactly?
All the people under at the Bundy Ranch in Nevada. When they
you said the bridge. Did you say bridge or what?
Yeah, all the people that were under the bridge that day. I'm sure.
You mean the good side or the bad side? I mean,
the good side.
Okay, I got you. Do you think that they'll regret it someday?
Yeah, the people's side. There, I was there. I covered that show. I covered that news, that whole thing out there at the Bundy Ranch, and yeah, they had to stand down. They weren't ready. But you know what? The government doesn't let you get away with stuff like that.
That's right. That's right. But the deal is that I think that according to that constitutional attorney, that Chris, whatever, I have it written down here, I thought she was supposed to come, maybe it's tomorrow or today. She's married to a preacher. She was canned for teaching the Constitution to some groups or whatever, and she came on I don't know, have you seen that? Have you heard her talk about the Constitution?
Mm-hmm, sure have, yes ma'am.
Okay, so she can spit it out there, right?
She sure. Well, she knows her stuff. But you know what? Here's the problem: the Constitution has been shredded.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So everybody keeps saying, "Well, hey, pay attention to the Constitution." And you know what Mr. Obama is saying? What Constitution?
That's right.
You see, and that's going to be the big dirty trick at the end, is everybody's going to say, hey, man, we're going to depend on this Constitution. He's going to say, no, I outlawed it a long time ago. I stood there and told you I was going to do it while you guys stood there clapping your hands, and I buried my,
I'm glad you said that. That's exactly right. All these goons that he's up there talking and saying all this crap, and people just applaud and bow down to him like he's God.
And you know what else he does?
He's how this is going to affect them.
He's tricky, because while they're clapping and applauding, he literally tells you what he's going to do, and you can't even really hear him.
Yeah, they're dumber than a box of rocks. They're not thinkers whatsoever. I mean, I'm a deep thinker, and believe me, I don't just fall for anything I hear. I read and read and read, and boy, I got to hear it over and over and over again, and got to line it up, or I'm not going to buy it.
Ma'am, let me ask you some questions, please. What state are you calling from?
Louisiana.
Okay. And how did you hear of our show?
this Hammond situation, Oregon.
You found it on the internet, obviously.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've been watching our
I don't watch TV because I just
Sure.
I don't like trash.
Understand.
I mean, as far as the Fox News and all that other garbage.
So you've been watching our updates, basically, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I can't get nothing else done because I'm really now after I've been concerned all along, but then because the sheriff out there is not wanting to get together for a meeting, and the FBI, everybody it's just silence. I don't like that. Mm-hmm. And then the fact is, when that what is it, German guy, or what's the guy with the hat out there on the chair that was going to sleep at night? What's the one that gives a press conference now and then?
Right.
Levon
yeah, you know who you're talking about. Go ahead.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay, well, I've lost what I was thinking about here.
So let me ask you. So if so, you think this is from what you've gathered and your of your of your knowledge, you've been checking things out and what have you. Oh, can you hold on just 1 second? Just a second here. I'm sorry.